Good morning, 24th of September 2022, and I'm trying to build a log store, and I had a lot of sort of MDF and I've got a lot of pallets, and here's some broken down pallets. Do not throw pallets out. Do not give them for the boney or the bonfire on the 12th of July. These pallets are worth money. You try and buy wood, go to Home Base, go into B&Q and buy a length of wood, and you're paying 15 quid before you even start for just one length. And pallets are brilliant. So if you find pallets about the place, save them, keep them, and let them dry, and you can use them. So I'm building this log store, and I've used, this is pallet. The side panels here. This is pallet. This is pallet. Admittedly, these two runners down at the bottom are not pallet. I had those. They were left over from, I don't know, roof-based conversion or something or other. But the base here, which I don't actually need to build a log store, that was an old worktop, or a brand new worktop that was put in, and this was lengths that we didn't need. So how do you build a wood store? I have zero knowledge of how to build anything from wood. I am useless. I am rubbish, but I'll give it a go. And that's all it requires. But you do need certain bits and pieces, to give yourself a fighting chance. And an extension lead is always very useful. A selection of screws, and you must use screws, folks. You don't use nails to do this. So, screws, extension lead, bush, or Black & Decker, power drill, and a Black & Decker wee saw. You cannot saw this amount of wood using an ordinary saw. And to get your screws in and out, a selection of wee heads that you put on here to put the screws in. Putting these screws in, you'll not screw these in by hand. Or you can do, but it's laborious. You need the strength of Charles Atlas in your arms. So how did I do this? Well, you don't need these bases. You don't need that. But I found these, and I thought it would be good to get this wood store right off the ground. Wood store requires plenty of air to dry the logs. Now I'm blessed with having this big garage area, so that's what I'm building this in. You need two runners. Don't have to go the whole length, or you can have a wood store stretching from here to here. I've made it a long one, so you need two runners down below. And then to put your end, these are off my pallet, these boards. So to secure your end piece, to strengthen it, you put this down and screw it in. I might put a roof on the top here. So this is why I have strengthened this up, supported it at this end. Same again down at the bottom end. Now, it's pretty rubbishy. You can see that it's not perpendicular, but it doesn't need to be. Whenever the logs come in, they'll force this back and look a wee bit more presentable. So all you need is a wee bit of time and energy. Now, why am I doing this? Why do I need a wood log store? Well, we're in a difficult old situation, folks. And we do know this. The cost of living means petrol, means diesel, means oil, means electric, means gas have all just gone up by at least 50%. And houses that have been built in the last 30 years, the majority of them don't have fireplaces. And, you know, it's absolutely ridiculous for our government to have closed all the coal mines. There's hundreds of years of coal sitting in the ground in the UK, and it's not been mined, and it would provide cheap energy, cheap fuel for so many homes. And of course there's green issues attached to that, but you know, what's the use of green issues if you're sitting freezing and you can't afford electric? And you know, it's interesting that the Chinese and the people like that, they're building coal-fired power stations all the time, so something like at the rate of one a week. I'm not an advocate of ordinary coal. I'm talking about, you know, smokeless if you can get it. But you need heat. It's one of the top priorities for actually life, enjoying life. And we don't want to be tied to the oil and the electric, because dear knows what the price is going to be like next year. They're just putting these prices up and down whatever way they like. So we're thinking of an alternative, and we're getting a wood burning stove, which we had a wood burning stove, but it sort of bit the dust and we didn't use it that much. So we're getting a new wood burning stove. Now that costs a lot of money, but hopefully it'll provide heat whenever the electric prices just jump or the oil prices just jump. So that's what it's all about. And wood needs proper storage. It's not a good idea to keep it in bags, certainly not outdoors. And you can build this kind of wood store outside, and you can put a roof on it, a sloped roof. And the logs should dry there, but you'll need a cover for the wood, because you don't want to get them wet. Wet logs don't burn well and create such a, you know, there's all sorts of problems with them. So that's what I'm doing at the minute, folks. I may use this MDF and, you know, make some sort of roof over the top of it. You know, this is just to show you. And you know, this is money saving, this is labour saving, because I'm doing it myself. And these are bits and pieces that I have found in our garage that have been left over from building projects. People have left this behind. And it's amazing what you accumulate and you just throw to the dump as rubbish after it's sitting maybe 10, 20 years. But this, you know, give it a brush down, and this is good wood. Don't throw it out. Use it for some wee project. Build something, whether it's a birdhouse or whatever. And you don't have to buy it in the shops. So that's what I have been doing. Along with child minding and along with doing all my gardening and such like. And I'm just giving you an idea. I'll put a link to a YouTube website, or channel that I used actually to give me an idea how to do this. It's not rocket science, folks. It's not rocket science. You could do it just the same way as I'm doing it. And whenever we'll get our logs, I'll do another wee video to show you the logs all stacked up in place. This is not going to move, you know. I'd secure this to the wall as well, but whenever the logs are in, you know, it is a wee bit movie at the minute. But whenever I get the logs in, you know, this will be blimmin' solid. I think I will put some sort of cover attaching all of these pieces uprights and attach them all together to make it a wee bit more secure. So that's what I'm about. Okay, see you soon.